have so many cool adaptations. You'll notice him walking around in here, climbing around the trees, walking around on the ground. They are just so well adapted for so many different environments. And it works really well for them because of the kind of space that they're out and they are occupying out in the wild there. As he's moving around, I'd love for you guys to really take a good look at his claws and that tail, because those are kind of some specialized things that he has specifically to help him get around in his environment. Now, I see lots of friends that have joined us. I don't know how many of you guys were here in the beginning, but feel free to raise your hand if you have any questions. I'm happy to answer anything. This guy is pretty special. But what do we think? So that tail, look how he's using that right now. Very, very strong.
I love the little slide.
So everyone who's not holding a phone, you can stick your hands out for me and just kind of go like this. So did you guys know you have really cool prehensile hands? Prehensile is just a word that means grasping. So if you hear of an animal that has a prehensile limb, it's a grasping limb. And Mani here has a prehensile tail, which we see in some of our primates and in some of our animals out in the wild. It is so strong that it can actually support his entire body weight. So that's a pretty impressive appendage and very, very useful for life up in the trees, right? So he's really well adapted for that rainforest life, that rainforest living. But he's also got those big, awkward claws there. And I said he was an insectivore. Does anyone have any guesses? Maybe some of my wildlife explorers. Did you guys just say ooh, aw, when he stood up like that? Good job, good job.
It was scary.
Maybe some of my wildlife explorers at the front here maybe have some guesses on what he might use those claws for.
Climbing?
My friend in the black sweater.
Digging?
Digging? Ooh, that's a good guess. Any other guesses? Does your hand go up? Digging is a really great guess. What makes you think he might use those for digging?
It's because they look a lot like aardvark claws, and it looks like an aardvark.
Yeah, so they look a lot like an aardvark claws because they're big and strong, right? So they might use them for digging, but they use them for a very specific kind of digging. So these guys are insectivores. You might have heard earlier that he is called the lesser anteater, but that's a little bit of a misnomer. Ants are not his favorite food. His favorite food are termites. You guys ever seen a termite mound?
Yeah.
It looks an awful lot like that thing right there. It is made of really, really tough stuff, tough material that's almost as strong as concrete. So you can imagine if he wants to get his food out of there, hey buddy, if he wants to get his food out of there, he's gonna have to work hard to get through that termite mound, right? And that is what those claws are primarily for. And you'll see when he's walking around up here, they are a little awkward to walk on. You kind of watch him walk, he's kind of walking on the side of his paws there, kind of keeping that claw out of there. They can be very, very sharp. So he's not gonna wanna get his own paw pad with those claws. Very, very sharp. So they're also very good for climbing though, right? So they're kind of a little bit hooked, so really good for kind of grasping onto things, climbing through things. So she asked what he's called again. He is a tamandua, or a lesser anteater. So this is a species from South America. Maybe once he gets up here, Shane can show you his big, scary move. Oh, no, it's not cute.
Scary.
It's not cute. It's scary. So scary. I'm scared. Are you scared? So that was perfect timing, Lenny, because we were just talking about those claws, right? Those claws are sharp. They are strong. They can rip through concrete, and guess what that means they can do to flesh? A lot of damage, right? So when he is feeling threatened, that's going to be one of the first things he's going to do. He's going to stand up on those back feet and kind of show off those weapons, right? And say, don't mess with me, I'm big and I'm scary, and you don't want to get near here. Now, if the predator doesn't listen to that little threat and thinks it's cute like you guys did, he's got some other defenses. That's not his only defense. So the next thing he's going to do is turn around and he's going to show them that cute little fluffy rear end. Now, you might notice that Money has sort of a black and white coloration. How many of my friends here in North America can tell me an animal that is very smelly, that is black and white? Go ahead.
A skunk.
A skunk, you are right, friends. So skunks are very, very smelly, very good defense. And this guy is known as the stinker of the forest. Now, all of my friends in the front are saying, why did I stand this close? So tamanduas can have something even more caustic, more strong than a skunk, about 5 feet. Are you guys thinking you want to move back now?
Ooh, scary.
He's not going to spray you. He's feeling very, very comfortable. You'd have to be a big, scary ocelot to make him want to spray that, but it is very effective. Has anyone ever been sprayed by a skunk? Ever had a dog sprayed by a skunk?
Yes.
How was that experience for you, sir?
Tomato juice doesn't work as good as they say.
Tomato juice does not work. It does not work. But so that material, when it sprays on you, it's so strong that it makes your eyes water. It makes it almost impossible to really function well once it's sprayed on you. And if you can imagine how much stronger this one is, that's an amazing defense. That predator is going to be incapacitated for a few minutes and give him time to get away. Really useful. Now you've probably seen, as he's been snacking up here, that really, really long tongue that comes in really handy if you're eating animals like ants or termites that live in long, skinny burrows or long, skinny tunnels. That tongue is so long. Let's see everybody's tongues out here. Let me see. Can you guys stick your tongues out? Let me see how long. Any really long tongues out there? Well, your tongue is pretty long.
He's got one.
Okay.
Patrick,
Well,
show
you
your
guys are
tongue.
really rude. But our tongues are not nearly as long as the tamandua tongue. The tamandua tongue is actually about 15 to 16 inches long. Now you can imagine your tongue is kind of rooted at the back of your mouth, right? What if you had a 16-inch long tongue? That'd be awkward, right? It'd just always kind of be hanging out of your mouth. Well, in order to deal with that issue, the tamandua tongue is actually rooted all the way down here in their chest. So as he's eating right now, his tongue, it's a muscle, right? So when it's contracted, it's actually, hi buddy, it's actually sticking out of his mouth more. When it's relaxed, it kind of relaxes all the way into his mouth and fits perfectly. Monty is such a great ambassador. He's been here with us. If you guys walked up after Jenny left, he's been here with us since day one. And he's just been a really wonderful ambassador. Very, very good personality for this work.
But what's today, though?
Oh yes, if you guys weren't here earlier, just so you know, today is Monty's birthday. He takes presents of waxworms and avocados, so if anyone wants to bring him stuff. So he is 5 years old. Yeah, so 5 years ago, right in the middle of the pandemic, this little guy was born. And I can tell you that when he was born, there wasn't a dry eye in the house. We were all so excited to meet him. So really important message here for us in the Basecamp at the time we were children too. He is a tamandua, also known as a lesser anteater. Yeah, tamandua. Mani the tamandua, and Mani got his name. I have a snack for you. Mani got his name because when we saw him on the ultrasound, yes, we ultrasound our animals just like moms, all you moms out there, right? When we saw him on the ultrasound, we thought he looked like a little peanut. And it turns out that the term for peanut in the language of his home area is mani. So we started calling him Mani, and it stuck. All right, well, Mani's eaten almost all of his worms, so it's time to go back to bed. They are nocturnal species, so that means that right now he is happy to be out here, but he's gonna go back home and go to sleep. So we'll let him do that. But thank you so much for coming in and sharing some time with us today. And if you were here for Jenny, I'll let her know that you're all